Alright, here we go. Set number 5. Again, Poland just needs to win 1. Asia Pacific needs to win 3 in a row now. In the bottom left is the yellow pro toss. We have fold. Fold of Poland. And in the top right as the white zerg, we have trutaCz. There we go, and 7 o'clock. And reset the score. You know what? This is something I really hate. I hope I'm not ruining this too much for anybody else, but it's something that just bothers me every time. This is the command window I use when I'm putting in all of the positions and the names and which slots I need to use. Here's the score. It's 0-0. When I want the score to go up, I hit down. Why would you design it so that when you hit down, the number goes up? I don't understand. Who thought that was a good idea? Who thought that was a good idea? It's not like it's difficult to change that around. It wasn't a, this is the easiest way to do it kind of decision. It's, you have option. You can either go with option A or option B. And it's like, you chose the wrong option. It's like Benjamin Franklin, who decided to make the electron negative. He didn't know that making the electron negative would be a horrible, horrible idea. But he did. Man, for all the chem majors and the physics majors out there, like, how much easier would everything be if the electrons had a positive charge and the protons had a negative charge? Change the name of the proton. Change it to electrons and negatrons. Then the inside the atom would be negative and the things floating around would be positive. Oh, just make everything so easy. It makes so much sense. It's too late to change. What a shame. What a shame. So this is in 9 pool? Is this a 9 pool or is this an over pool? I'm not sure. It's a little bit too late for me to tell. Either way, Fold already has some cannons coming up. Alright, this wall, he'll put, if he puts the gateway on top of the forge, then it's a little bit big of a hole on the right. But if he puts the gateway a little bit to the side, then you have this hole in the middle. Okay, so he's going to shift it over to the left, meaning that he has a big hole on this side, but everything else about this wall is really nice. Alright. Okay. trutaCz taking this fast. Okay, here we go. Okay, he's taking the mineral only. He's throwing down this hatchery. He's on 4 hatcheries off of 2 gas. And by 2 gas, I mean 2 potential gas. He doesn't actually have any of the gases started. He's just going to Hydra bust. Yep, 4 hatch before gas. One of the hatches out of mineral only. One of them's in base. We are Hydra busting the shit out of this. This is so Hydra busted right now. So, match point can be hard to Hydra bust, can sometimes be easy. If the wall's set up properly, it can actually be really hard. Because this wall's not bad. You throw away the gateway immediately, but you have a lot of room for cannons. Cannon, 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 cannon. You have this line of like 10 cannons. That's ridiculous. You can hardly do that. On some maps, you can barely put 3 cannons in a line, but this is like 10. So match point can be really nice for defending against Hydralisk busts. Unfortunately, you don't have like a ramp to shoot down, so it's not the absolute best like some other maps, but it's good. It's really nice. Oh, I have a message from my sponsor. Sponsor? I bet this is super important. Oh, alright. You know, I hadn't been talking about the players, but that's normally just because I talk about them so much that I assume it gets repetitive sometimes. And when I have other stuff to talk about, I do. Fold and trutaCz. Fold is... Shoot. Man, now I can't remember. I'm pretty sure Fold's Australian. I hope he's not New Zealandish. Is that the word? New Zealandish? New Zealander? I don't even know if New Zealanders is right, but that wouldn't be the... If that is a thing, that would not be what I was looking for here. Anyway. He's from one of those two countries down there. And he streams a lot. Really nice guy on Team Liquid. He's improved a lot. He's improved a lot over the past 6 months or so. And people have been watching him improve. So there are a lot of people who know who he is. And everybody likes Fold. Nice guy. Really nice guy when you need a hand with streaming issues. I think he got B-. I think Fold got B-. I hope I'm not wrong about that. But he's solid. On the other side is trutaCz. trutaCz is A+ level Gosu Polish Zerg, best dude that a country stacked with awesome dudes has. Very aggressive player, very good at being aggressive. Originally a 2v2 player, so you can see a lot of 2v2 stuff coming out of him. And that's the brief intro to both of these players. Fold is the underdog. In the same way that Asia Pacific is just generally the underdog to Poland in this matchup, Fold is the lovable underdog compared to the mighty trutaCz and his army of unstoppable Hydralisks. Yeah, this is bad. Don't attack. Please don't attack. Please don't attack. Okay, could have been a lot worse. 3 zealots and a goon for Hydralisk. Alright. Alright. I'll try to get this out before the Hydra bust commences, but we really need to establish what common is. Because when I see people say something is common, I think it means more than 50% of the time. Where you don't do this build more than 50% of the time on this map. And here comes the Hydralisk bust, and the Hydralisk bust worked. Congratulations to trutaCz. It's not unheard of. Certainly not unheard of for this build on this map. Considering that the 4th can be so hard to take, it's really easy to just say, well, I'm going to be aggressive. Try to stop it. There's a GG. trutaCz takes game 1. But it doesn't happen 50% of the time. I'd be hesitant to say it even happens 20% of the time. So is it really common at that point if it's less than 20% of the time? I don't know. In my casting style, would not call this build common on this map. In any situation. It's not common. It's not unheard of. Not particularly extremely rare, but it's not common. That's the way I see it. Alright, so game number 2. In the top right, we have the purple Zerg trutaCz. And in the top left, the yellow Protoss Fold. I need to flippy-flop the names. X, Control V, Control X, Control V, And trutaCz is 2, and fold is 10. Alright. Okay, fold is from Australia. I thought he was from Australia, but I got a little bit hesitant just saying that. Because really, I don't know whether people are from Australia or New Zealand. I know Keontae's from Australia. I got that one down. For whatever reason, I remember Phrygian's from New Zealand. I got that one down. Everyone else, don't know if it's one or the other. I have hunches. Like, I thought Fold was from Australia, but wasn't completely sure. I'm pretty sure GTR is from Australia. Not 100% sure. Yeah. Those two countries are too similar for me, and I cannot keep them straight in my head. I'm terribly sorry if that offends you horribly to be associated with the other country there. But yeah. I can tell you right now, from the American perspective, they're pretty much the same country. There's Australia, and then there is neighbor Australia. In New Zealand, it's not quite as cool as Australia, but it has Tasmanian devils, so that's pretty sweet. And that is the very generalized American perspective of those two countries. Oh. My bad. My bad. There we go. There we go. So, we have another, I'm pretty sure that's now 2 9 pulls for trutaCz. Although he's doing kind of an interesting 9 pull. It's 9 pull into immediate expand, which you don't see quite as common as 9 pull speed. It's interesting. It's interesting. And Fold is dead. Because, while I like Fold, he's a cool guy, I don't think that his micro is up to par with 6 lings versus 1 zealot. 6 lings versus 2 zealots. Even 2. I still take trutaCz in this fight. Yeah, this isn't gonna end well. There's even a drone here to distract things for not explicitly clear reasons. Alright, the lings are still dancing around. Does he have reinforcement lings on the way? Fold's not making any more zealots. And while 6 lings can be a little bit hard to fight 2 zealots, if he brings in 10 lings, it's easy. Easy, easy, easy win for trutaCz right now. Oh, that is the 3rd zealot. Okay, so he has 3. He has 3. And, oh yeah, he's bringing in more lings. He realizes there's no cannon here. This is easy pickings for trutaCz. Admittedly, Fold's doing a good job of not accidentally throwing away zealots. He's managing to keep losses to a minimum. These lings do not have a whole lot of kills on them. They've only managed to pick up a few drones, or a few probes. Alright, so that was a terrible idea from Fold. Now going to attack. 3 zealots versus that many lings usually wins, but 2 of them were so injured. And trutaCz is doing a pretty good job. Oh. trutaCz doesn't capitalize his first T. I can fix that too. Oop. Oop. Oh, there goes the keyboard again. Alright, so last of the zealots. Eventually going to get picked off here. Is there a space in there? There is a space in there. T to the root trutaCz. T to the rutaCz? T rutaCz? Alright. So, Cyber Core's coming in. How many cannons do you have? You have 1 cannon. And that wall does not prevent lings from coming around this way. And there are a lot of lings. There are a lot of lings. There are a lot of lings. You know what? They don't even need to come in that way. They can just go through one of these holes. Or all of them simultaneously. Hold. Wait, what? I'm sorry, what? How did that happen? My god. Like, I'm just so used to South Park and trutaCz immediately murdering people with their opening lings, and then this today, that's not happening. I'm so confused by it. Like, what? How is Fold not dead? trutaCz had lings. Fold had a not tight wall. trutaCz used lings on not tight wall. Not tight wall should be dead. It's like, I don't even know. Okay. Wow, why can't I think of anything? God damn it. I'm trying to think of a fucking Pokemon example. But now I can't think of a 2-type Pokemon that has a double weakness that isn't very strong. Shoot. I must be losing my grasp on Pokemon. Oh no, my grasp on Pokemon. Not that. Man, that's really gonna bother me to not be able to think of anything. Somebody in the chat's gonna come up with a really good one and it's like, oh, that's perfect. This is super distracting. I mean, in the meantime, trutaCz is getting up to Spire Tech. Wow, could not get that word out. Spire Tech. But Fold already has Corsairs and already has 2 Stargates, so he is going to be dominating the air. Should be able to do a lot of damage this way. Oh, okay. So it's like trutaCz, level 50 Charizard. I'm gonna say that 50 is A rank. And like Fold, level 30 Parasect. Buggrass. That's what I'm talking about. Buggrass. So it's like 50 Charizard, 30 Parasect. Charizard uses Flamethrower. And it's like, it says it's super effective, but the health bar only goes down by like a quarter. And it's like, wait, what? That's not right. If the Flamethrower doesn't miss, it should totally murder a Parasect that's 20 levels lower. Like, it shouldn't even be fair. That's what I thought of when I saw those Lings attack. But then suddenly the Parasect lived. And I just got super confused. Alright. So, full getting the +1. Almost always a good idea to get +1 if you're going to go 2 Stargate. Just because you're investing so much already. And you can think of it like this. If you have 5 Corsairs, getting the +1 adds another like 5 attack to each of your shots. But if you had 1 more Corsair, it would cost more. And it wouldn't add 5 damage, because you're only shooting at small units, unless you're going for Overlords. And then as you get more than 5 Corsairs, it only goes up from there. And this is a pretty big Corsair. Wow, that is a really large Corsair fleet. I thought it was going to be like 8 or 9, but no. That is a full 11. Unfortunately, can't do anything against that pretty big Zergling Hydra. Wow. +1 Corsairs are pretty good when you have 11 of them. And now trutaCz is going to lose every Overlord. Every Overlord. Even with speed, doesn't matter. Does not matter. So, he needs to not die to these Hydralisks, though. Which is going to be a little bit of a problem. It's going to be kind of bad. Okay. So... Okay. Okay. So, Corsairs are flying home. The Corsairs need to fly home to kill that Overlord. They've got to get that Overlord down so that the DT can kill everything else. But he lost the DT! And the Corsairs are just going to eat a bunch of Hydralisk shots, eat a bunch of Scourge shots. And how much is it going to cost him? I do not have the right player selected. I still don't have the right player selected. There we go. It's going to cost him 3. Only 3 Corsairs. That's not bad. It's not bad. Now the DTs can come out. Is there another Overlord? Where's the Overlord? Where's the Overlord? Oh, there's no Overlord. Okay. This attack's over. Attack is over. Am I going to go widescreen? I'm not going to go widescreen. To go widescreen, I have to use my entire monitor. And I have to be in the Brood War client. So if I'm doing that, I can't mess with audio settings to try to fix the inevitable audio problems. I can't change overlays. I can't have these boxes up. I can't see chat. You can't do widescreen if multiple people... unless you have multiple people casting. If I had multiple people casting with me, it could work. But not... Actually, no. Not only do I need multiple people casting, I need somebody to be running the overlay. I need somebody to be running the overlay specifically. And I don't have that person. I'm all by myself. I'm still on the fence. That aside, I'm still on the fence as to whether I like widescreen or not. It's interesting, but the fact that it's too hard to cast from makes the decision for me. I don't have to decide whether I would like to cast from it or not. Anyway, trutaCz GG's. Quite surprisingly, trutaCz GG's. And Fold has had a very impressive Nation War. He has pulled off some very good upsets. And he might pull off another one today. Pulling off trutaCz would be the crowning upset for Fold of this Nation Wars. And he played a solid game. trutaCz got really greedy and tried to bust, and I totally thought it was going to work, and it didn't. And I was surprised, and trutaCz was clearly surprised. Moving on to game 3. Alright. Okay. So, in the top left is trutaCz, yellow Zerg. In the bottom left is Fold, blue Protoss. Protoss is... That's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock, Zerg is 10 o'clock. Alright. 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 Okay. Got that all squared away. So, excuse me. Fold looks like he's not going to go gateway first this time. It worked last game, but it wasn't because of the gateway first. Unless you want to say Fold just was playing ridiculous mind games and trying to bait trutaCz into attacking him. If you want to make that argument, then yeah, totally. It was a brilliant, brilliant move. What is this? Oh. Okay. I got confused because there was like a little thing on my headphones, and I was like, where the hell did that come from? But from the part that actually connects to the sound producing. The wire coming out of the sound producing part of the headphone had a little nub on the bottom so that the so the connector of the cord wouldn't bend so much, so it would be less likely to break. But that thing broke off and had slid down to the bottom of the headphone, and I didn't recognize where it had come from. But then I figured it out. Because I'm a freaking master detective. Alright. So there's the spawning pool, and there's the overlord. We have a 9 pool. And Fold saw the 9 pool, going to throw down 2 cannons immediately. And this drone's going to come in. What's it going to do? Is it going to attack the cannons first? It is going to attack the cannon first. The cannons build so slowly and have so little health compared to a bunch of other defensive structures. The drone can actually do a good amount of damage to it. A pretty decent amount of damage. It's like 70 damage. Okay, a little bit less than 70 damage. I over-exaggerated that. 50 damage. Like 50 damage if you consider that it had regenerated shields the entire time. That's not bad. That's not bad. The drone wasn't there for very long either. So, trutaCz continuing to go with 9 pool into Expo. Seems to be his build today. I doubt he's going to attack this. This is a huge hole up top. Well, now it's not a huge hole. It's a very small hole. It's not a very small hole. Even so, even if there was a huge hole here, they have to run by the cannons to get up the opening. If the cannons were up at top and the hole was on the bottom, the Lings could definitely go for the run by and potentially do a lot of damage. But this way, Fold is fine. So, third base for trutaCz. trutaCz continuing along very normally. Not building many Zerglings, actually. How many does he have? Is that only one set? No, there we go. That didn't make sense, only having one set of Zerglings. Nope, there we go. Looks like only 3, though. 3 sets of Zerglings is not that much. Especially off of a 9 pool. Right, and trutaCz is continuing to mine gas, almost up to enough for a lair now. And he'll transition into his spire. I'm just assuming he'll do the same thing again. And actually interesting to see what Fold does. The double Stargate worked out really well for Fold, but he had such an advantage over trutaCz that trutaCz was never going to be able to catch up. I'm interested to see if he goes for it again and still wants to dominate the air even without the huge initial advantage, or decides that it's not worth risking it like that and play on the bottom. I mean, even with the big advantage he had, his front almost got busted. It was kind of close. It was a little bit scarily close for how one that game should have been for Fold. So it might not be a fan. Oh, okay. I found it. I found what he's doing, you guys. Alright. Alright, that's pretty sick. I don't know why he would scout with the probe. To be perfectly honest, it seems like if the probe is going to be coming out from the corner after that much time, yeah, it would seem like it'd draw more attention to the issue. Not the other way of thinking, I guess, is that if the probe doesn't come out, trutaCz is going to go, well, there's a probe over there. Either it's doing something sneaky or it's not doing something sneaky. Either way, I want to go kill it, and then he'll discover it. But I figure at that point, if trutaCz hasn't gone down there, he's just not going to. It doesn't look like it's going to matter, though. It does not look like it's going to matter as we have lots of Zealots coming out. Now, I've already said, I'm not a fan of the 2 Zealot attack. Completely different in this situation. Okay, never mind. I'm not a fan of this 2 Zealot attack. What I meant was I'm okay with this 2 Zealot attack. You don't need to wait for speed to go for it with those guys. These guys, though, yeah. I mean, this was... He wasn't looking to do that much damage with this. It was a distraction to pull the Lings out of position. It cost him a Zealot and a Dragoon to do it, though. Was it worth it? Not sure. He's up to 3 right now. 4 and 5 on the way. I guess, ironically, he is going to wait for Zealot leg speed. And possibly even +1 before going. Is that 3 or is it only 2? That is 3. Man, that Zealot. I cannot tell that that Zealot was there at first. Alright, thinking about going with 4? Thinking about going with 4? We're going with 4. And the 5th one's coming. Alright, so we got Zealots in the base, and they're going to immediately go after the Spire. trutaCz, probably a little bit too quick for him to think that it was a drop, especially considering that there's 5 of them, not 4 of them. But the Spire's going to immediately die. With a few Corsair out. He did manage to get... Oh, wow. Actually, he got a lot of Corsair... Or, a lot of Corsairs out. A lot of Scourge out. All of them are going to be useless because there's no Stargate. Oh, that is brutal. He's going to snipe it before any Mutalisk could get out, and oh, the spawning pool goes down too. The spawning pool goes down too. He cannot remake Lings. He cannot make Sunken Colonies right now. This is all he's got. He's got drones and Zerglings to defend. Pretty good micro. Pretty good micro so far. The Zealots are not attacking as much as they should be, but they just have so much health they won't die. And every now and then, 2 more are going to come. Help out a little bit more. There are some Hydralisks. Okay. He does have a way to make dudes that can fight Zealots. That is good. Now the Zealots are going after the lair. Oh, man. Oh, he's just going to go for the snipe? No, he's coming back. Okay. He's drawing the drones in. He wants the drones to come closer. And now going to attack it a little bit more. He's positioning the Scourge here as if he thought that there was drops. I don't know if he's ever come down to see that it was in fact not drops. It was proxy gateways. Wow, Fold? Are you kidding me, Fold? Are you kidding me? This is pretty good, Fold. This is pretty good. Alright, 2 Dark Templar right now. The Hydralisks actually can't beat the Dark Templar, even with that much detection. Dark Templar sniped the lair. He did rebuild the Spire, so he at least has some kind of lair tech up. But can go around, pick off some larvae, pick up the creep colony, maybe even get the extractor. I think they'll end up getting the extractor just because there's nothing else to do up here. Might as well. It's an extra 50 minerals on a drone you're wasting for when trutaCz inevitably re-expands here. I mean, assuming the game goes that long. But if it doesn't go that long, it's because Fold won. Man, first South Park and now trutaCz. I don't know what it is about those 2 guys. They're normally very, very good players, but today, getting upset. South Park was at least able to avoid a complete upset, but trutaCz, he's holding on. He is holding on. It's 50 supply compared to 67. 20 supply deficit for Zerg, not the worst thing in the world. And he's going to be able to take out the gateways. There are some more Zealots coming out, but he should Fold should cancel those, because they're clearly not going to be able to come out. Oh man, he's just going to let the gateways live. Actually, that's worse for Fold than just killing him, because Fold has these Zealots in here. That's 200 minerals he can't use, and he's not floating a huge bank of minerals right now. It'd be better to kill him off. It'd be better for Fold to kill him off. He really should have canceled this. Alright. So, attack from Fold. There are a couple Templar in here. They're not casting Storm. There we go. Pretty nice first Storm. Storm has a little bit of his own Zealot, so that's absolutely fine because of how that Storm started. And this is a strong force. This is an absolutely strong force right now. There aren't even any sunken colonies over here. Which way is he going? Which way is he going? Oh, man. Now, I do feel that this is dangerous from Fold. He's going back and forth, and every time he does that, his Templar get a little bit exposed. He really cannot afford to be losing these Templar right now. Do have to compliment Fold. It's really easy, especially when you only have 2 Templar, to just dump all the Storm in the first engagement, but by saving them, you can continue to engage, and engage, and engage, and engage, which is inevitably going to happen. It's very rare that you just have one engagement with Zerg, and then they roll over and die. Oh, but one of them gets sniped. Still, it was the lesser energy one. Still have 2 Storms left. Still have 2 Storms. There's a robo, but no observatory, no shuttles. Interesting. Either he was contemplating Storm Drop and decided not to bother, or he was contemplating Observer Tech because he thought there might be lurkers, but then realized that he doesn't have Lurker Tech yet and doesn't have a lair. Oh man, not good. And this is why dancing around in the middle of the map was bad, because it was trutaCz is such a good player, it was inevitable that you would get drawn into a bad engagement. That just had to happen at some point. Looks like Fold is going to sacrifice a few goons. Sacrifices 1 immediately, and maybe sacrifices 2 to allow the others to escape. Huh, it looks like it's gonna work out. Looks like it's going to work out, and it's only going to be a sacrifice of 1. More than enough to hold off this attack. This would be a bad move for trutaCz. He cannot afford... No, trutaCz. Oh, man, that's not good. That's not good. trutaCz, he just tried to use takedown, but his life is too low. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. There are a lot of Hydralisks. It's 2 base Hydralisk bust. Fold's thinking he needs to attack and to win. Oh, it's not 2 base, it's 3 base. He did reestablish this. Fold was thinking he needs to win, but I think Fold has the wrong mindset here. I think he just needs to not die. And that is winning. No Overlord. Oh, no. Yes, there's one. There's one over here. But Overlords don't have speed. The lair's not even quite done yet. Catching some drones? No? No, don't want those drones? No. DT doesn't want the drones. It's fine. Did he ever... No, he didn't. Yeah, that's... 200 minerals wasted. So, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? Really has both players. The lair has finished, and now getting Overlord speed. Good call. Definitely what trutaCz needs right now, and getting Lurker upgrade. Those are 2 very nice things to be getting with lair tech right now. And it looks like trutaCz is going to transition into something a little bit more passive. He has a lot of gas stored up right now. He can make a huge mess of lurkers. Like 12 of them. A full control group of lurkers by the time the lurker research finishes. Depending on how many Hydralisks he makes before then, obviously. And Fold... Oh, there we go. Just starting his first observer. The observatory is done, obviously. I do think that Fold needs... I guess Fold can't go into Super Turtle mode. He does need to get something. If he can take out one of trutaCz's bases, that's amazing. That's pretty much game over. If he can secure a 3rd base, that's pretty good, which he's doing now. But securing a 4th base would be better. I don't know if he can quite pull it off, though. It looks like he's going for the more aggressive option anyway. And he gets completely surrounded. Those Archons were going in for a morph and then decided not to. Instead, going to go for the run. Going to try to run away! One of them goes down, but only one. These Dragoons are going to try to escort The High Templar. We have escort missions in StarCraft. Try to get this Templar home. They're so valuable. Don't lose them. Alright. Got linked up with the rest of the army. Escort mission successful. That could have been really bad if he had lost all those High Templar. Well, not necessarily really bad for Fold, but it would have been really good for trutaCz. I'll say that. Alright, finally moving with these Dark Templar that had been sitting there for a while. It's still a sizable supply advantage for Fold. He's up at 150-ish. trutaCz, well, not that much. It's like a 40 supply lead right now. Cannons trying to defend against the Lurker and the Hydralisk. Lurkers can't decide what they want to do right now. The Lurkers burrow. There's no observer, but as long as those cannons are up... Oh, there are observers. Never mind. And the cannons didn't die anyway, so... either way you wanted to look at it, going to be fine. And trutaCz throwing away a lot of Lurkers there. Oh, so many Lurkers gone right now. That's very unfortunate. Fold hardly lost anything. Alright, Fold's mined out on one base, nearly mined out on his natural, leaving him with just one. He kind of needs to expand again. Thinking about expanding up here, he had a pylon down, and there we go. Going to finish that expansion. Alright, moving in with the Goons and the High Templar. That's, again, such a high number of High Templars from Fold, and we haven't seen him use many Storms. I don't know if he was purposely not using Storms or whether he was just not finding the right opportunity, but either way, it puts him in a position where whenever he does engage and does decide to use his Storms, he's going to have a lot to dish out. And that is a lot of Dragoons. How much longer until Hive? Because this army is very scary. This army is very scary, but again, a similar situation. Once it hits Hive Tech, this army becomes a lot less scary. And it becomes a big teddy bear again. You notice lots of Razor Blades. Fold stacks his teddy bears with Razor Blades. Oh, wow. Oh, that was bad. There was one Lurker, he stormed the Lurker, ended up killing his own High Templar in the process, along with storming a bunch of his other units. Alright. Stuff. I haven't been looking at the viewer count. Doing rather well on the viewer count. Cool. Alright. Alright, here we go. Here we go. There is only one observer. Or is that two? No, that's two. Excuse me. Two observers, still. Only two can be sniped. And with such a Lurker-heavy army from trutaCz, that can be quite bad. Lurkers coming into great position in the back, but they're killed off so quickly because that's just a large number of Dragoons. GG from trutaCz. Fold with a huge upset. Absolutely massive upset, taking out the beast of a player that is trutaCz. And keeping Asia Pacific alive. Poland, they needed to win one of 4 very quickly. Now they need to win one of the next 2, or they could be in danger of losing their playoff spot. All right. So we move into the 2v2. Because that last series was not unpredictable enough. We need an even more unpredictable format. 2v2.